What's up, guys? So you're new to Siege and you want to get into Siege before Siege X, or you're watching this while Siege X is active and you want to jump into the game, but the game's been up for 10 years and you're not really sure where to start. Everybody's like kind of like already established and doing really well, and you want to improve as fast as you can. Well, today, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to help you guys get some tips and tricks on how to improve the game quickly and learn the game at a little bit faster rate than you would by yourself normally. So let's get to it. All right, guys. Now let's talk about which operator do you pick. There's a lot of operators, and it's going to be more. Basically, the best thing I can tell you for attacking is think about what you plan on doing throughout the round. Like, I know prep phase, drone phase, phone phase, etc. Like, drone, put your drone in a position where you're going to like enter in from. Don't just throw your drone away. Find out where the site's at and then leave your drone in a position where you can actually enter in without having to re-drone. And then what utility do you need? Do you need to play a hard breacher? So we're gonna go through some of the roles. Do you need to play a hard breacher like Thermite, Hibana, Ace, maybe a Maverick, to open up a wall, open up a hatch, etc.? Do you want to run in and get kills like, you know, Ash, Sledge, Buck, Finka? You know, do you want to play, you know, just kind of rely more on your gun ability and get kills and maybe destroy some utility with grenades? Do you want to destroy enemy utility with operators that, you know, either A, have grenades, or B, an operator like Flores that can do it safely from outside? Maybe Zofia. Do you want to be a flank watch like Nomad, Gridlock, or Aurora when she's released? Just thinking about things like that is going to help you like kind of like speed up throughout a round, so you're not just outside of a window or a door for 2 minutes while your teammates are taking fights and you feel like you're kind of baiting a little bit. Baiting to me is when you're outside of a door or a window, basically not really in a position to really do anything throughout the round, and you're relying on the enemy team kind of throwing for you to really do anything. Attacking's hard. If you can learn how to attack effectively, you will be a champion level player very quickly. Defenders, a lot easier. So there's several things to keep in mind. You're either A, keeping a wall closed with your utility like a bandit, mute, or arcade. B, you're slowing down the enemies so you guys have time to react to them with either barbed wire, Lucy trap, Capkin traps, frost mats, etc. like Legion. Things that are going to slow down the enemy, so you guys have time to react to something. Or 3, you're playing an operator purely meant to really get kills and have higher engagements, like an operator like Scopos or, you know, Oryx, Vigil, etc. I don't recommend the latter to really, if you're newer to the game. There's a lot of other operators that like are all, you know, they're all pretty good, but you want to bring an operator that even when you die, your utility is going to be somewhat valuable. Like, let's say you're an operator like Mute or Malusi. Even when you die, your Mute jammers are still, you know, doing their thing. If you die as Malusi, you still have Banshees that are still doing their thing. Throughout this entire, you know, video, I'm not really going to go through too much of individual operators because it would make the video way too damn long, really talking about every individual op. Just play the op, learn what the utility does, and really think about like, how can this be useful? Can I, you know, hold this area? Can I, like, what is this going to be useful towards? So that's all I'm going to say about the operators. Now we're going to get to some other tips. All right, guys, now we're going to get to settings and sensitivity. So first, you're going to go over to general. You're going to go through this. You can either have it on when you get flash, either white glare or dark glare. It's up to you and what you want there. Diffuser pickup is probably going to be set to automatic. You have to pick it up by walking over it. I like it on both, so you know, I don't, you know, I can run over it if I need to, or I can pick it up from like range. You can kind of reach out. A lot of people might prefer it on manual, but you do need to keep track that if you have the diffuser or not. Visible throw trajectory, if you're learning grenade lineups and whatnot, is going to be useful. Drone after prep, I would always have this on manual. You stay on your drone when prep phase ends, so you can not get your drone shot and put it in the spot that you need it. All right, and let's go to graphics. I have everything set to lower off with shadow details on medium because this will get you a lot of free kills occasionally. So make sure to have that at least on medium. I do this just to have as many frames as possible. Now, sensitivity. So I'm going to be showing you guys my sense, and you guys could raise or lower it depending on what you need. And I'm going to go through how to really find what sense works for you. So I'm set to 800 DPI on my mouse in 5.5 horizontal and vertical. Mouse ADS, 40, 50, 1x, the ACOG, and then everything else. And gadget deployment, I would always have it on advanced, so you can, like, let's say you place it a bayonet charge, you can stop and run away, or thermite charge, you can stop and run away. It will probably be set to standard, where you're going to be kind of left in the animation, which kind of sucks. All right, now sensitivity. So pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3. You want to be reliably do this, like between 1 and 2. If you feel like you're over flicking, you might need to lower your sense to this, like until you're like able to flick onto it reliably, quickly. If you're over flicking, having to come back, try lowering your sense. If you feel like you really have to push it, try raising your sense. Rule of thumb on what your sensitivity should be in terms of speed is, if you have your mouse in the center of your mouse pad, you should barely be able to do a 180 or a full 180. If you feel like you're doing like 360s, your sensitivity is way too fast. You should barely be able to do 180, because there's not many times where you're going to be able to, like, having to, like, you know, be like crazy like that. So we're gonna use sense 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You want to be able to do that reliably, and then 1 2 1 3. That's going to be a real stretch for your sense, because there's not many times where you're going to really be doing that. But this is probably better practice, so you can go both directions. This is just in the shooting range. Simple stuff. Just giving you guys somewhere to start if you have literally no idea where to start out at. You can just shoot. All right, that's it for sense. Now we're going to talk about how to increase your aim. All right, now we're going to get to some aim training. So we're starting with dummies, with random moving. This will help you get used to how enemies may move around in the game. The ones that are sprinting side by side, chances are that that's probably not really going to happen in the game. They're going to be more like facing you, taking shots at you. But if you get good at this, it will be a lot easier for you to actually kill enemies in an actual match. Now here's the aim training I like to do the most. Small ball. Let's do walk speed. There's no point in having them going around 5 million miles an hour. It's more about practicing your aim. We're getting your crosshair placement and your shot. You want to try to go as fast as possible, and you can work on accuracy after the fact. But you want to build up the speed with reliable confidence. I like reload because it gives me like a couple seconds to kind of just chill for a second. And it kind of gets you used to how much ammo you'll actually have in a game. It's not really about, you know, trying to push your score. It's more just a kind of a warm-up, getting you used to your sense, and basically, you know, just feeling comfortable with your sensitivity. Now I'm going to take you guys through an attacking round and how I attack. So a lot of times I'll leave my drone outside based on my audio, and I'll kind of know where they're at. I don't like to just throw my drone away because I want to be able to peek with my drone. Shooting default cams outside, always good to make sure you destroy enemy intel early. Making sure you're protected before you swing over, exposed to as least amount of angles as possible. And throw a drone before you open anything is always a useful tool. I see that door is clear. And again, this wall, hey, YouTube stuff, let's go. This wall will either be reinforced or it'll be soft. That's why, like, you know, running an operator like Ace is going to be useful early on because you are going to be able to open it regardless what you run into. So I have that window open. I didn't open the other one yet. droning my entryway. So how to drone here? I don't need to drone this entire area. I just have to drone my... I'm not gonna get swung by like the first guy I see. So I drone this first room. I drone the second room next door. I'm checking mini bar to make sure no one's there. I don't see anyone terrace. I'm droning the hop-ups. And then have a drone here. But remember, there could still be enemies anywhere nearby and they can retake that ground if I'm not careful. Even when you drone it, have your gun up as you walk through and destroy enemy cameras as you go around. Walking through with your gun up, always unsure if everything's clear. A lot of times I'll throw another drone for a flank cam. Either a teammate can watch it or I can kind of just chill here and kind of watch my flank while I drone forward. Able to swap between the two quickly. Pushing forward with my drone. Let's pretend the site's here. I know dragon clear, terrace clear. Pushing up with my gun up at all times. Playing smart, playing safe. If you feel like an enemy is nearby, don't be afraid to shoot early. You have plenty of ammo and all it takes is a single headshot. So that's kind of just the basis on like how to do your simple drone work as an attacker to actually get yourself in the building in an effective way. I think that everybody under champion undervalues the simplicity of what this is. So I definitely highly recommend use your drone. Don't over drone. Don't get your drone shot. Have the intel so when you actually go in, you're taking a firefight or you're executing somebody versus getting pre-fight off the face of the planet. Now let's talk about setup as a defender. If you can have a secondary shotgun as an operator, highly recommend to do so. You'll learn default rotations that you need to make as you watch and play the game. Having rotates between pivotal rooms is always important. If you are an operator that can slow down an enemy, having gadgets like that on windows are always useful, so you know when someone's actually walking in. Cameras in spots where attackers may kind of sneak around. Again, always useful. How to hold the opposite side of the map. If you're newer, honestly, I wouldn't bother with all that. I would just, put a Legion mine here so you know someone's there and you can kind of chill somewhat near sight so you kind of have a general idea what's going on. If you are more advanced, you can come over and reinforce opposite side of the site. Like reinforce these walls, having a Legion mine or something on the door so you know when they hop in that window. Maybe a Legion mine on the staircase. It's really easy for them to shoot this Legion mine because obviously you'll see it, but they'll make noise letting you know that they're there. And you can just hold the opposite side of the map just like that with like 2 sets of, of Legion mines. You can play any operator for this, but just be aware like where attackers can come from. When you're a defender, really think, how would you attack it? Would you hop in a window without droning? Would you open up the wall? Would you push site direct? Really think about like the routes that attackers are going to use to really set up an effective defense. So like, they might try to jump in geisha, so I'll make feed holes here so I can watch the window as well as the breach. If they try to push top black, we can, maybe make some holes here to hold the walk-in. Maybe reinforce these walls so they can't just go into sight. Maybe reinforce this wall as well, so someone can actually play in here. And then also setting up lines of sight so you can actually hold them from walking in. Make it a lot harder for attackers to walk in, especially when there's a lot of crossfires going on. So a simple secondary shotgun is extremely effective, or a primary shotgun. You can just make so many more rotates, lines of sights. Just don't make rotates that have no purpose. Like a lot of people will open up random things they won't really understand, and this will get your team killed a lot of the time because let's say someone's on karaoke rappel. Now someone's like walking through the door, gets swung from the karaoke window, or you make a hole in geisha for no reason. They take geisha, now they're shooting people in the hallway through the T-wall. You just need to be careful with what you open. Make sure, you're willing to own it and have a reason for it. Now I'm going to take you through another useful game mode called Target Drill. It's a useful game mode if you're completely new to the game or you're trying to relearn the game and learn the maps that might have changed somewhat. You go into Target Drill, you spawn in as an attacker. I like to have an operator that can get in kind of quickly, and it'll help you learn the map. I mean, it'll tell you the rooms. Look at your compass at the bottom, and you can tell where you're at. Another useful tip is where you ping. It will also show you at the bottom where you ping. So let's say I'm journeying strip club, right? And I don't know the name of this room. It'll tell you at the bottom of the compass. And if you have ping, like, let's say the door. I mean, let's say Western hallway, but, you know, it's strip hallway. So it wants me to eliminate 12 targets on the first floor. So you can run around, finding where enemies might be throughout. And just going through and learning the map like this. There's another mode that I want to go through as well. Now we're going to the landmark drill. Here are the settings. I have, boom. So it's kind of like the other drill. The other drill was a little bit more advanced because it's kind of helping you explore the floors where, you know, people might be. But here is a little bit more simple on really learning the maps. It'll tell you in the top left where to go. And it will just really help you kind of run around the map and find it. So, okay, it's cash floor. You just run around and deactivate the signals just to kind of help you learn how to maneuver around the map. This is a game mode I definitely recommend doing if you're like completely new to the maps, because it will help you kind of maneuver around, learn the maps. Just go up, disactivate. You just kind of run from site to site, learning how to maneuver as fast as you can between the building. And so on. So I like to do target drill mostly because it does help you kind of work on your crosser placement and moving around the map. Because a lot of times I won't like having to look for where this thing will be. It is pretty easy to spot, but this one I wouldn't do for super long. I'd only do it if you're completely brand new to the map. Where'd it be? Oh. Yeah, so I would do this one for a little bit if you're completely brand new to the maps. Do this for like a minute or two on every map just to kind of get a general feel of it, and then probably go into target drill. Now I'm going to take you guys to a couple rounds and really break down what I was doing and really talk about why I did certain things. So up top, I'm going to 2v5. I throw an impact just in case they're in the hallway of scuba, just to kind of, you know, distract them, push them into the hallway. We find the first pick. Every time we swing, we'll have our gun up, so we're ready for the firefight. Now 2v2. Every time I swing something, I'm always going to have my gun up, especially if I don't know where they're at. Just always having my gun up. Teammate goes down. We find one. I know he's down because he just hit the deck instantly while I was shooting him. I throw an impact at the wall as I swing the hallway for a sound distraction. So he turns to the side to look at that impact, and it catches him off guard. And I take him out like that. Here, just quick little droning. Just to see what's clear, what's not. I see one top red. I don't see one top green. I throw a grenade to displace him, make him move. He runs away, and I know I have top green control. I'm not droning anymore at this point because I'm in the danger zone. I'm having my gun up and defending myself and swinging with aggression with my gun up. We find the Aruni. I overheal as I run through the Aruni gate, which does a little bit of damage to me. We find someone with his back completely turned. Remember that guy that was top red? Don't forget him. Remember, there's always a chance to win if you're still alive in a round. Here's 4-4 OT. There's a Mira. I'm out of ace charges. I do an aggressive play. I swing out from the Mira, which encourages him to swing. Knowing how enemy utility works is the key to playing better in Siege. I know that he's going to want to swing from the Mira, so I flick back and pre-fire where his head's going to peek out from. So now I kill the Mira. I already droned it. I knew there was just a Mira there. So I take control before they realize what's going on. Melissa swings out. We take out two now. Now I hold control. I wait for one more. We find him. Taking down the Vigil as well. We've already killed 4, and that was NJR from DC. We're swinging around with aggression in a position where they're not ready for me to be, and I think you guys can see how this clip ends. Okay, here's another round. I'm playing from across the map, from the site. kind of holding it. I have barbed wire on the staircase, I believe. I do. I hear someone underneath. We find the line, but he does take down my teammate. I rotate back to site. It is now a 2v3 with no time left. A lot of times in Siege, attackers are going to be extremely slow. If you stay alive, you're going to see a lot more opportunities to win the round. About to plant default. Castle's still up. They destroy it. We take down one and reposition. You don't want to just overcommit because they know you're there. I kill one, wait for them to swing. Listen to callouts as I swing. Teammate kills one behind, and I go for the guy who is close. Here's another round. As an attacker, I see a castle. I throw a grenade at the guy behind Aqua who's playing behind a zombie barrier. I throw a grenade to displace him, who he has to run, and we do take him out for free. We push in with our gun up. Someone flanked underneath. In office. Getting calls from my teammates as I swing in. I don't see him, which means that he's already moving. So I knew that he was, about to swing me from that angle. Now it's a 2v3 pushing kitchen. I find one from above because we were working vert. I think someone's flanking me. Always be sure to check. Now, when there's like 20 seconds left, you got to go fast. You got to go hard because you're running out of time as an attacker. The plan has to go down. My teammate's starting to plant. I'm holding. Watching the vert. I hear a call that is going kitchen door. Swing out with my gun up. He gets lit up. And we take him down. Last takeaway I'm going to give you guys is that game positioning is key in Rainbow Six Siege. 45 seconds left. It is a 5v4. You know the attacker's going to do something crazy. They're hitting my Legion mines. I have them on the staircase. We find 2 free kills. They don't even take a shot at me. Super simple. Always having our gun up where we think attackers are going to be. Holding vertical is a really good way of holding map control. I have, an angle on that door for walk-in. We find the Nomad. Teammate goes down on site, so I know the last attacker is on site. And if you don't know where things are at, don't be afraid to open a bunch of holes to figure out where things are at. See, I see the ace there. We pre-fire where his head's probably going to be, and we do end up killing him. Honestly, the biggest takeaway for all this is just be confident. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Learn how people are moving around the map, either as an attacker or as a defender, and kind of adapt to it. Like, okay, people are doing this, and it seems to be working against me. Maybe I adapt that to my playstyle, push the same way. But I saw that they struggled opening up a wall. They struggled clearing out enemy util. Maybe I bring this operator to clear the util. Maybe I bring this. Maybe I bring that. It's pretty simple when you really think about it, but you just kind of have to use your brain. Siege is all about using your brain. You can be as flicky-leany as you want, but you won't become a really good player by just being flicky-leany. You are going to be able to need to know how to do more, because there's always going to be someone who's a little bit flickier and a little bit more linear than you are. But you can always be the smartest person in the room if you actually try to be. All right, guys, that's it today on how to improve quickly in Rainbow Six Siege with, Siege X approaching. I know a lot of new players are going to be entering the game. This is just kind of a quick little overview of, how to really go about the game and learn quickly and improve upon. But biggest takeaways is, you're going to die a lot. Learn from your deaths. Don't just get mad. Your team may throw you, but you can always learn from your deaths, and you can learn from every round loss. If you lose a round, why'd you lose? Did you swing too aggressively? Did you swing too passively? Could you have done more throughout the round? Or did you die too early so you couldn't get anything done? There's so many things to do in Siege and improve upon that, unless you can 1v5 every single round, you can always improve. So literally everybody playing this game, including pros, they can always improve at the game. Especially if you're brand new, you're going to improve a lot quicker, and you're going to catch and get that champion extremely fast if you just really think about, be confident in your ability. Swing when you know you need to swing. Don't swing when you feel like it's going to get you killed. But learn from your deaths, learn from your mistakes, and improve upon it. All right, that's it for today. Make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, and leave a like down below for more. Peace out. Until next time.